Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. What a beautiful Christmas present we've gotten. Early Thanksgiving and early Christmas present. NEO reported their Q3 earnings and it was way better than expected. We crushed it and left Xpeng in the dust, as we're going to do in the fourth quarter. But more importantly, with the incentives by the government being taken away, we expect to crush Xpeng and the rest of them even more next year because of the bubble over from orders of this year. And with battery swapping that lowers the price of the EV, people will still be flocking to us. Unbelievable. This is why I've always said we have the only winning business model, my dear lads. Don't allow them, man. I even saw someone came out on my first video this morning and said, but the share price isn't moving. Pull your pants up, boy. Be a man. This company is building an empire. NEO saw its net loss narrow significantly last quarter as it controlled expenses in a bid to achieve its first quarterly profit in the fourth quarter. Now imagine, this is with doing the rest of our spending, the CEO said, in the third quarter, and yet it was dynamite. So imagine what the fourth quarter will bring, guys. The electric vehicle maker posted a net loss of 490 million in the third quarter, its lowest since the third quarter of 2022, and that's with heavy spending. According to its unaudited earnings report released today, this represents a 31.2% decrease from the third quarter of 2024 and a 30.3% decrease from the second quarter of this year, guys. Unbelievable. We knew it was coming. Adjusted net loss for the third quarter was 384 million, down 38% from the third quarter of 2024 and down 33.7% from the second quarter of 2025. The company aims to achieve its first non-GAAP quarterly profit in the fourth quarter, its management previously said. The significant narrowing of the net loss in the third quarter was primarily due to effective cost control. Research and development expenses in the third quarter were 2.39 billion, its lowest since the third quarter of 2022. And imagine we were still doing research and development in the third quarter. It says this represents a 28% decrease from the third quarter of 2024 and a 20.5% decrease from the second quarter of 2025. This was primarily due to reduced personnel costs and R&D departments resulting from organizational optimization. And I remember when the CEO was saying that he was overseeing all of it to make sure there were cuts, as well as decreased design and development costs for new products and technologies at different stages of development, the company said. Sales, general and administrative expenses for the third quarter of 2025 total 4.18 billion RMB, which represents a mere 1.8% increase. And this is for expenses from the third quarter of 2024, the lowest year on growth on record, though up 5.5% from the second quarter of 2025. During the third quarter, NEO delivered a record 87,071 vehicles within the guidance range. Deliveries grew 40.77% year on year, guys, and 20.84% quarter on quarter. The company revenue for the third quarter reached a record 21.79 billion RMB, up 16.7%, crushing Xpeng and the albino in Australia. It says that, and 14.7% from the second quarter of 2025. Vehicle sales in the third quarter of 2025 reached RMB 19.2 billion, up 15% year on year from the third quarter. And this, imagine, guys, this is why the CEO is saying it's going to be sudden and massive. The albino will have to swallow his words. NIO gross margin for the third quarter in 2025 reached 13.9%. Vehicle margin for the third quarter of 2025 was 14.7% compared to 13.1% in the third quarter of 2024 and 10.3% in the second quarter of 2025, showing exponential growth. The increase in vehicle gross margin was primarily attributed to a decrease in unit material cost. And remember, which NIO attributed to its comprehensive cost reduction initiatives. As of September 30th, NIO's cash, listen to this guys, and cash equivalents, restricted cash, short-term investments, and long-time deposits totaled 36.7 billion RMB. Although the company achieved positive operating cash flow in the third quarter, NIO said in the earnings report, adding that as of September 30th, 2025, its current liabilities exceeded current assets. But NIO guided fourth quarter revenue between $32.76 billion, that's $4.6 billion, reflecting year-on-year growth of about 66.3% to 72.8%, guys. We knew it was coming. It doesn't matter to me if the manipulation continues until we become profitable, but we know what we have. We know what we hold. According to the great Peter Lynch, know what you hold. So they're going to try to shake people off. I told you guys this was happening and it's going to happen. Because as the pension funds and the hedge funds and the asset management companies, the big institutions, see what's happening, their analysts is going to keep putting out rhetoric to keep the share price down so they can keep buying in now. Because now it's justifiable for them to do so. And Wall Street will continue to manipulate the numbers to make you think a lot of people are selling. Selling for what? They cannot pry those shares out of these hands. I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.